Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. This time we're reacting to their mask off Mehdi versus far-right conservatives in heated 1 to 20 Jubilee debate. So let's get into the video, let's watch it, and then we're going to I'll upload the video and hopefully we'll get some views on it. So let's get started. But we're already 45 minutes, 50 seconds into the video. I apologize for that, but I just thought I would start it here.
Something like the Constitution.
Great questions.
This guy is racist or xenophobic, or like, why does it, he keeps saying to you personally, this is going to become about where his parents are from. But we'll see, maybe I'm wrong.
First connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, the Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up. I'm sure there's things you don't like about the Constitution. The difference is, I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I think each and every one is going to make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press is under assault. Due process is under assault. The right to be in your home and not be invaded by federal agents. The Fourth Amendment.
Dude, that picture is going on my wall. I'm telling my friends that picture, actually.
Amendment is under assault. So that, for me, is a problem.
Okay. Well, I'd like to start to say I really don't find the Constitution that important. I find it to be like a 300-year-old document. And it was created to defy the country that subjugated your ancestors in India. And then your parents probably moved from India to Britain. And then you move here to tell us that we should listen to a piece of paper that you were never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country without any kind of laws or due process? And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
What are you? 300
I agree with the First Amendment. And I think
so do you agree with Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning people for their speech. He's threatening free speech media organizations. He's threatening peace.
Like, before, they would hide behind it, that, like, paradox of tolerance or whatever, where you'd say, oh, well, the only reason they want free speech is so that they can use it to take away your free speech. And they would say, no, that's not true. But now they'll just be open about it. The last guy, the one redneck dude, I think was basically saying as much, where he's like, yeah, I'm okay with voting in democracy and everything now, but just because I can use it to get rid of it in the future. And this kid will probably say the same, is my guess. They're not gotchas for these people. They'll just own it. They'll say, yeah, I'm cool with him doing all this now.
Peaceable assembly. These are all rights under the First Amendment. Why aren't you bothered by that as a conservative who claims to love the First Amendment?
So I don't like the First Amendment. I like free speech.
Okay, so the First Amendment is what guarantees free speech. I'm from the UK, by the way. I'm from the UK, which is a democracy. We don't have the First Amendment. No, so that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people
I'm a journalist.
Arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes?
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the people...
so you're like one of the previous speakers. You don't, as long as it's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the crackdown.
I support...
How do we consistently support principles?
I support free speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone...
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
He has a right to sue people if he wants to. Let's see if he says it.
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was just
released from prison by a judge saying
we're going that way. Okay,
his First Amendment right to violence.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
What?
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment, so he is defying the Constitution, so it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you very much. Hey, how's it going,
Mehdi, great
They're
to meet
running
you.
fast, man.
Yeah, my name is Kai. Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution...
Oh, we used to have this guy on our stream sometimes. This is a cozy streamer, right? Is he moderated, or is he still like an ultra-fascist?
is important and good?
Overall, yes.
Do you believe that Do you, Mehdi, believe that the Constitution is important and good?
Overall, yes.
What? How many gripers are on this show? Are like
Mehdi.
half the people here gripers?
Do you believe that Constitution can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
Isn't this the jazz music guy? No, this was a guy who was like, was he like 18? He was really young, but he was really into lifting and shit.
Okay, I think if you're democratically amending the Constitution per the rules of the Constitution, that's fine. If we could find a constitutional way to get rid of the Second Amendment, I'd be pro that.
So let's pose a hypothetical.
Yeah, he might have a gym flare in chat.
wherein the entire population of the United States has drastically changed,
Yes.
and the population now has completely different intentions about what to do with the country. Let's say it wants to give it all back to Mexico, dismantling the United States of America. If that's the case, then what's the use of the Constitution? It hasn't defended the country. In fact, it's allowed for its destruction.
I don't understand the premise. How did the whole country change?
Demographic replacement, mass migration. I mean, we're seeing a change in demographics. And
Yep, here we go again with this thing. This guy. Look at John Porkin.
What is I do want to talk about immigration today.
I hope we talk about it.
Everyone's itching in this group to get
Yes,
to
sir.
immigration.
Yes, sir.
I've saved it. I've saved it for you all. But given we're on the sense of the Constitution, and you asked the question, well, what is the proportion of immigrants in this country? What proportion of the population is foreign born?
it's very difficult to make.
Why do you think these types of people are so young? Is fascism really appealing to young people? I'm 20 and can't understand why they want this. The same reason why young people are obsessed with socialism and everything too, right? I mean, like, extremist ideologies are really fun and cool when you're young and you haven't really had much experience of the real world.
Socialism or communism. You know, it's funny to me. China tried it. North Korea tried it. Cuba. Doesn't work out.
Yet, so they seem more tenable, like they could actually work or maybe happen because you just don't have any experience yet. So
Measure, because the actual projections of the number have been changing more rapidly.
What is currently the best estimate of official
I think it was about 15%.
Yes,
Yeah.
just under 15%.
Which is, by the way, more actually than the original estimate was. So
But
we have
15% of the people are going to change the country, change the Constitution. How's that going to work? It's actually a nightmare. As someone who wants to amend the Constitution and get rid of things like the ridiculous way the Senate is set up, or the Second Amendment on guns, or various other things, it's really hard to change the Constitution. They made it almost impossible. You know, last time we had a constitutional amendment?
You know
like
what?
20, 30 years ago.
I understand, which
and
is
also
why
I think members of Congress pay.
Which is
like,
why
it's
no, I
impossible.
get it. I get
And
it.
100%. I think people are waking up to the fact that the government is run by a bunch of like people who are really not for the people. I think we kind of realized that in the last 50 years maybe, that people are kind of waking up to that fact. I mean, you know, it's just everybody is kind of figuring out the fact that the government is just a bunch of people who don't care, right?
So where are you getting this scenario where 350 odd million people all become foreign-born migrants or the children of migrants, immediate migrants, even though America is a nation of migrants, and then abandons the Constitution and give the country back to Mexico? Outside of your imagination, where is that happening?
Let's bring it back to the actual discussion. What you did is you entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when I gave
you missed out the part where the Constitution's quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement guy. So
okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's
no,
a very liberal idea.
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them.
And frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when, you know, we value freedom of speech so much, but any, you know, real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with a politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stop talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him
Debating
out.
versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless.
Okay,
Right?
yeah,
He doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in
He was
democracy.
freely speaking with you. You're the one
No,
who
he
shut
doesn't.
up.
No, he said very clearly.
Okay,
So I said,
we'll
free
tone it
speech,
down. We'll tone it
so
down.
that I can get one election. After one election, my guy comes in, and after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again.
We all listen to your
Why would I
conversation.
debate that?
We listen to your conversation. Let's
Well,
bring
I'm reminding
it
you
back
what
to
was
this
said
topic.
because you just
Let's bring it back to the
misrepresented.
Constitution.
Please do.
I
First, fourth, fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the
Sounds
ones
good.
I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you
Sounds
support
good.
that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important? Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution.
And what
Fifth Amendment.
and what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work, are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show
Is
you.
Trump defying the Constitution?
No,
That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals.
We're taking it into a different meta, which is
I'd rather not.
what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your...
You already did.
Yeah, but now I
just
don't
5
want
minutes
to.
ago when you took it to immigration.
Now I don't want to.
Okay, let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the first, the fourth, the fifth, and the 14th Amendment, and the 22nd Amendment.
It's so funny.
I think you've got two very good positions here. One is to say I don't think he's defying them, and
I wonder if these people even really support Trump. Trump doesn't seem as far gone as them, and surely they think he's too moderate. Yeah, but they saw him as a useful tool originally. Now, Fuentes hates Trump at this point, I think, because Trump is just not doing anything that Fuentes thought he was going to do or wanted him to do, even on the margins. I don't know if these people, like if Kai is still a fan of Nick. I think Nick bled a lot of fans over, like, in the whole, like, during that whole Kanye shit, I think Nick ended up bleeding a lot of fans for a variety of reasons. Like, some big members like left his movement, and then the kind of cozy, I think, kind of failing, and like dumb interpersonal drama and stuff. So I don't know, like, if Kai Clips is still a...
We pretty much take it all.
Man,
Fridges,
this is,
dishwashers,
like, so
dressers,
annoying.
drawers, couches, mattresses,
Oh
bed
man, I feel
frames.
like a zombie, bro. Seriously.
fan of Fuentes or not. Obviously, he has a lot of the mannerisms and everything still, but...
and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say, I don't care that he's defined them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
So there's two options ahead of you.
No,
Do you
hold on.
agree?
This is important.
Do you
What I'm
agree?
doing
So
is
is Donald Trump? Okay, let me ask a question back. Since you're asking me questions, you're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution?
I wanna
Can we
be-
agree that Donald Trump is dismantling? Because I'll agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally.
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more.
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay, hold
Which
on.
the Supreme
hold
Court
on.
has not agreed with him on.
And the judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch
I
of
didn't
judges.
give the Second Amendment.
No,
I said
hold on,
first,
hold on.
fourth. You don't want to talk about it.
Can you make a list of crazy things Trump has done that we can refer to when we are in debates with people? I mean, like, could conservatives just say they haven't heard about any of it? I mean, what do you mean? There's a billion crazy things that on their own should be immediately disqualifying for President of the United States. The fact that the Department of Homeland Security doesn't know what habeas corpus is fucking insane. That's an insane thing to not know about. The whole Signal chat fiasco was fucking ridiculous. That the editor of the Atlantic was somehow drafted into a Signal chat that's being held outside of a secure area that's not being recorded anywhere for records, not law.
To understand your
Just
ideology.
say
You believe that dismantling the Constitution
Well,
is
talk about the
okay
first,
when it's
fourth,
about parts
fifth,
of the Constitution
14th,
that you disagree
22nd
with.
Amendments.
You would be
Trump coin, yeah, the whole crypto scandals are fucking insane. Like those are like the worst crypto scams potentially in the world. I don't know who's been scammed more. How much was lost on Mt. Gox at the time?
Okay, you know what?
I'm getting
Actually,
rid of the
guys, let's I'm gonna switch it up because I'm sick of watching Destiny's stupid face. I think I'm kind of tired of that. So I'm just gonna watch the whole video.
Ban from
not true,
Marlo.
but okay.
Immediate ban
It's
from
not
Marlo.
true.
Yes, it is.
That's not
yes,
true.
it is.
In fact,
100%.
getting back
Let's watch
So-
it.
recruited
so-
some
skip
of the
around.
girls that were abused from Mar-a-Lago.
So listen to this.
From Mar-a-Lago. That's pretty outrageous, right?
Elon Musk tweeted that out in a fit of rage. Okay. Do you
Sometimes
really? Do
people
you
tell
really
the truth
think?
when they're angry.
Do you really
the
think?
truth comes out when people are angry sometimes.
So Cash
we
Patel,
might see that today.
Cash Patel literally said that Musk had no access to the Epstein files. So
Cash Patel said that Epstein killed himself. Do you agree with that?
whatever he says goes. Then yeah, I don't care.
You do?
He knows more information than
A
I
lot
do.
of MAGA people are
He
upset
knows
with
more
Cash
information.
This guy's so friendly, bro. He's so smiley, bro. But it's funny because he did he kill himself? Who knows, right? Who cares?
Information
So
than I do.
I guess what?
But
I don't give a
here's
shit.
the
I mean, I don't give a damn.
actual claim.
Suddenly people are trying to vote you out because you said you agree with
Diddy,
Cash Patel and
Epstein.
Epstein.
He knows more
All
information
right,
than I do.
pause. That's time. Please return to your seat.
Good to meet you.
Yeah. Take care.
Surrounded is now a podcast.
Nice
It's
to
a
meet
pleasure
you.
to meet you, sir.
Mandy, lovely to meet you.
So I would say that with Trump being anti-constitution, I don't really care, to be quite frank.
Okay.
Because in regards to the Constitution is a document that should seek to serve us. And when
Right,
it
of
fails
course.
to seek to serve us, that can be amended. Laws can be changed. And quite frankly, the fact is, we're defending things in this country that shouldn't be defended. The First Amendment should not defend pornography and making children and women.
You know what?
victimized.
Actually, I feel like, quite frankly, I've already seen this guy, so we're gonna skip him, but we're gonna come back to him.
Yes.
Are you
Guess which student has a better chance of getting into an Ivy League school?
The guy in the
First, take a look at Zach.
Zach.
He's valedictorian.
Zach.
Are you a fascist?
No.
Okay.
I don't. I describe myself as, I think, just a Christian.
Fair enough.
I'm a devout Christian.
Good to hear.
You devout Christian, you follow the Holy Bible, you believe that homosexuals should be executed? Just kidding. Yeah, Bible's great. Devout Christian, whatever. I don't care.
So, I want to start. Like, what is your connection to the Constitution?
Right, but I always get annoyed by this one thing because, of course, you know, there's a lot of countries in the world, theocracy, stuff like that, and, you know, that one guy said blasphemy should be illegal. The John Pork guy. Quite frankly, the blasphemy should be illegal. Quite frankly, John Pork guy. So these guys don't really follow what the Bible says, right? This guy right here is not following it. And I'm not trying to be rude, you know, he may be following something, I'm sure, but true. I'm sorry, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I don't think that he's really, whatever, following Jesus Christ, but yeah.
Constitution, and why do you love it so much? Like, what makes it so important? That
Why does he love the Constitution so much? Why does the UK love their Constitution? Every country in the world has a Constitution, bro. Like, is that even a question? Why do you love the Constitution? Every country has a Constitution. Every country has a law, has a written document to, you know, for rules that define how the country is going to be.
that Trump would defy something like the Constitution personally?
Great questions. My first connection is I'm an American citizen. I naturalized American citizen, took a pledge to this country, to the Constitution. As a previous speaker has said, the Constitution's not perfect. A lot of things I don't like about it. I don't like the Second Amendment. There's various amendments. I don't like the way the Senate is set up.
This guy seems like some 22 Jump Street frat boy.
But there's things you don't like about the Constitution.
Yeah,
the difference is, I don't think you can just illegally defy the Constitution. I think each and every one is going to make up whatever we want. Certainly presidents who are elected with an oath, right? Donald Trump took an oath to preserve, protect, defend the Constitution. And now when he's asked on television, isn't it your job to uphold the Constitution? He said on NBC, I don't know, which goes against his oath. And I'm identifying specific amendments where he is violating. He's only 6 months into his presidency, defying the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. He wants to defy the 22nd Amendment and be president for a third term. This is the problem we have right now. Free speech is under assault. The free press.
Like the 100-year-old document, and it was never even connected to begin with. So I want to say, like, if I don't care about it, why do you care about it so much?
How do you run a country without any kind of laws or due process? And by the way, you do care about it, because without the First Amendment, you wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, I agree with the First Amendment, and I think
so. Do you agree with Donald Trump's crackdown on the First Amendment? He's imprisoning, threatening amendment. Free speech. I'm from the UK, by the way. I'm from the UK, which is a democracy. We don't have the First Amendment. No, so that's one of the things I do like about the Constitution. I wish the UK did have a First Amendment.
So people that get arrested for praying outside abortion clinics and stuff like that, right?
So you're opposed to people being arrested for speech crimes?
Well, it depends what it is. If it's like the people...
so you're like one of the previous speakers. You don't. As long as there's someone who agrees with you, you don't mind the crackdown.
No. I support.
Either we consistently support principles, or we
free
don't.
Speech 100%.
Okay.
I don't think anyone.
So do you think Donald Trump is defying the Constitution by cracking down on the First Amendment?
So I think he's cracking down on free speech, like the deportation of Mahmoud Khalil, who was
just released from prison by a judge, saying his First Amendment rights were violated.
And I agree with the judge, and I disagree with Trump deporting them. But I think that's more a matter of free speech and not the Constitution.
I think that's pedantry at this moment. I think you've conceded that he is cracking down on free speech, which is the First Amendment. So he is defying the Constitution. So it's a pleasure to be in agreement with you, sir.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Do you believe that Constitution...
He was running for his life, bro.
It can be eroded through democratic processes?
What do you mean by erode?
The original intention of the Constitution being destroyed through a purely, democratic or legal process. Discussion. What you did is
please.
You entertained my hypothetical, but then instead of sticking to the point of the Constitution, you said, well, how would you bring about your hypothetical? And then when I gave
you missed out the part where the Constitution's quite hard to change.
Hold on. I understand that. I gave you.
I also wanted to get a sense of where you are, and you're a great replacement guy. So
okay. Yeah, and you're a real good journalist because you don't talk to people who identify as like a political ideology. I mean, that's a very liberal idea.
I don't debate fascists. I'll talk to them.
And frankly, that's upsetting. I think there's a big problem when we value freedom of speech so much, but any real journalist is not going to talk to somebody because they identify with the politically incorrect ideology.
Just talk to the guy in front of you. What are you talking about?
You literally stopped talking to him, and then everybody had to vote him out.
Debating versus talking is very different.
Okay.
It's pointless, right?
Okay,
He doesn't believe in free speech.
Okay.
He doesn't believe in democracy.
He was freely speaking with you. You're the one who
shut
up.
No, he said very clearly.
Okay.
He said, I support free speech so that I can get one election. After one election, my guy comes in. And after my guy comes in, nobody gets to speak or vote again.
We all listen to your
Why would I
conversation.
debate that?
We listen to your conversation. Let's
I'm
bring
reminding
it
you
back
what
to
was
this
said
topic.
because you just
Let's bring it back to the
misrepresented.
Constitution.
Please do. First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th Amendments. Those are the
Sounds
ones
good.
I'm saying Trump is defying. Do you support that or do you deny them?
I believe that the Constitution is valuable because it represents particular interests of the founding stock of Americans who made this country great.
Do you think due process is important? Some would say that's at the very core of American Constitution.
And what
Fifth Amendment.
And what I think makes the Constitution function, what allows it to save this country and to actually make it work, are the people who are...
I'm not sure where you're going with this argument.
Hold on. I'll show you.
Trump defying the Constitution? That's my claim. You can have these weird hypotheticals.
We're taking it to a different meta, which is what's the function of the Constitution?
I'd rather not have your...
You already did.
Yeah, but now I don't
just 5 minutes ago when you took the immigration
Now I don't want to.
Okay. Let's bring it back.
I want to bring it back to the First, the Fourth, the Fifth, and the 14th Amendments, and the 22nd Amendments.
Let me say,
hold on, you got two very good positions here. One is to say, I don't think he's defying them, and I'll say why you're wrong. Or you say, I don't care that he's defying them, as one of your colleagues said, in which case, I don't know where this conversation goes because you don't believe in democracy.
That's fair. Do you think it's wrong to dismantle the Constitution?
Monday.com is the best AI for work, and here's why. Let me show you some of the mind-blowing things.
It's crazy.
So those are two options ahead of you.
No,
Do you agree?
This is important.
Do you agree?
What I'm doing
so
is
Donald Trump... Okay, let me ask a question about it. You're asking me questions. You're not answering the basic point.
Well,
do you think Donald Trump is dismantling the Constitution? Can we agree that Donald Trump is dismantling? Because I'll agree with you on that. I think he is dismantling the Constitution.
I think he's
illegally, unconstitutionally.
I think he's interpreting it in ways that are more...
Which judges do not agree with him on.
Okay, hold on.
Which the Supreme Court has not agreed with him on.
And the judges don't agree with the people who wrote the Constitution.
How do you know that?
Okay, let's take your example of the Second Amendment. Let's say that a bunch of judges...
I didn't give the Second Amendment.
No,
I said
hold
first,
on.
fourth. You don't want to talk about the ones I've given.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me.
Because you're ignoring me. First, fourth, fifth, 14th, 22nd Amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
I'm trying to understand your ideology.
Say so.
You believe that dismantling the Constitution is
about
okay
the first,
when it's
fourth,
about parts
fifth,
of the Constitution
14th,
that you disagree with.
22nd Amendments.
You would be fine getting rid of the Second Amendment, even though that would be a dismantling of the Constitution.
No, because it would be done via constitutional means. I'm not the one sitting here like your pal.
Okay, you have
saying,
agreed. You have agreed
I'm
the Constitution.
Not the one saying you just get rid of them willy-nilly.
Right,
I don't agree.
We're ramping up.
I don't agree that Joe Biden should come in and say by executive order.
Yes.
If Joe Biden put out executive order saying Second Amendment no longer applies. I can round up everyone's guns. I don't agree with that.
Your result is exactly the same.
I don't agree with them. No, but I don't agree with the method of doing it. It's unconstitutional.
That's fine.
He would have been defying the Constitution, and I would have said so, but you can't bring yourself to say so. We've been sitting here for several minutes. All of your friends have seen me ask you several times, do you agree that Donald Trump is defying the First, Fourth, Fifth, 14th, and possibly 22nd Amendments?
I understand that you came in here. What you are attempting to do is simply frame this conversation like you did with the first claim about Donald Trump. But then when anybody asks you any kind of question that presses you to the least degree
I answered. I said I would dismantle the Constitution, but I would do it constitutionally, not by executive order.
So what I'm trying to get to is to prove to everybody who's watching that what you care about is not the Constitution in what it represents or creates. You care about the Constitution only insofar as it allows you to achieve your political worldview. We agree on that.
No, I care about the Constitution
you agree with the
because I don't think presidents should be fascist dictators and violate the Constitution. That's what I'm saying.
You care.
And he is different. I don't think the president should have the power to lock you and me up if we write an op-ed that he doesn't like. I don't think the president should be able to crack down on us if you and I could decide to go protest outside his parade. I don't think the president should be able to deprive you and I of due process or come into our homes without a warrant. Well, let's end on agreement then.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I'm glad we end on agreement.
It's good to
meet you, Kai. Hey, how are you? I'm Mehdi.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? So Trump is defying the first, fourth,
fifth, 14th, and maybe the 22nd soon.
Okay. So I want to focus on the first and the fifth.
Okay.
So you say that Trump is defying the First Amendment. Can you give me an example?
For example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events. A Trump-appointed judge said that was against the First Amendment. He's been cracking down on media organizations he doesn't like over their speech. If they say stuff he doesn't like, he, for example...
Cracking down how?
So, for example, he banned the Associated Press from attending White House events because they said
go to the White House
it's the Gulf of Mexico. That's not how it works. They were already at the White House. He deprived them of access, so he punished them for their speech.
But are they allowed to go to the press?
Which is why a judge he appointed, Trevor McFadden, said this was contrary to the First Amendment. A Trump-appointed judge. He's called MSNBC and CNN illegal. Media organizations are not ipso facto
But that's free speech.
illegal.
He can call them whatever they want.
Attacking the media?
Yeah, he can
by the
attack
president as the executive?
Yeah, he can say whatever he wants. That's literally the First Amendment.
He can say whatever he wants.
Absolutely.
But the media can't say what they want.
They do.
But he's going after them. He's suing them. He's using lawsuits to crack down on the press.
Presidents
have not done that
lawsuits
before.
to give him 34 felonies that Hillary Clinton did.
No media gave him a lawsuit.
No, but people on the Democratic side.
We don't talk about the Democrats.
Okay. So he can call them whatever he wants because that's the freedom of speech. He can even
He's threatened to imprison reporters.
He absolutely...
He wants to imprison. He said reporters should go to prison for reporting. He threatened some of them with prison rape. Right? That is against the First Amendment.
Okay. How is that against the First Amendment?
You don't think sending reporters to prison for reporting that he doesn't like?
Did he do that?
He wanted to. He said so.
Okay,
I would like them to go.
I would really like to.
So other people stopped him doesn't mean he's not defying the Constitution.
So he
also said if you turn up...
Excuse me. He can want to do something.
Yes.
That doesn't mean he will or he can.
Okay.
And I think he's very
Well, I've already
aware
given an
of that.
example of something he did do to the Associated Press, but okay.
Yeah, okay, so the Associated Press isn't allowed in the Oval Office, which is his office, that's his executive space.
Okay.
And they are
Ironically, I thought she'd be a liberal because she has pink hair, but...
allowed in the press room. Just like CNN, just like The Guardian.
Which he thinks are illegal media organizations.
He can think whatever he wants.
He calls the media the enemies of the people.
You called him a fascist.
Yeah.
you can say whatever you want.
Yes. But the president is... I'm not the president of the United States with the executive power to crack down on media.
So the First Amendment only applies to the citizens, but not the president of the United States?
I never said that. In fact, Donald Trump runs his mouth more than anyone.
Absolutely, he does.
And he doesn't just say stuff. As I said, he actually does stuff. He actually does crack down.
He
For
puts his
example,
bed.
Fifth
He said-
Amendment,
Yes.
due process.
Yes,
Judges have actually said you have violated due process.
Yes, except
of people on trial.
for people kind of forget the Clinton, the 1996 Immigration Reform Act,
Yeah.
where you can get limited due process when you have expedited.
American citizens?
No.
What about American citizens?
Who's getting deported? That's American.
2 American children have been deported multiple this year. Have you not been-
No. Their parents have been deported, and their parents say,
No, the
"I'm
father
going
was
to take
American.
my baby."
No.
Was mom legal?
We don't know because they didn't go to court, and the judge.
They
by
don't
the way,
have to go to
by the-
court.
yes.
That's
okay.
not a part of the due process.
Are you a lawyer?
I'm very aware of it.
Are you a lawyer?
Do I have to be? We're making an argument
Are you a
now
lawyer?
from. We're making.
It's a simple question.
No.
Are you a lawyer?
Okay, we're making an
I'll
argument.
take that as a no. A Trump-appointed judge in the case, not some Marxist lefty judge as you
I
people
don't
like to call them.
care.
A Trump-appointed conservative judge said you cannot, it is illegal and unconstitutional to expel or deport an American citizen without meaningful process. He said that in April. So that was an act that Trump did. It wasn't
the
speech.
child-
He got rid of an American citizen from the country without process.
So the
That's
child-
the Fifth Amendment violation.
Since I'm not up to date on that specific
I give you
case,
more.
I'm sure you can. So
You weren't aware that American citizens are being deported. It's a pretty big story.
Yeah, the
Maybe
child
if you
that
read the
probably
fake
went
news,
with
you might know.
What?
If you read the fake news, you might know what's going on. A lot of American
How would I
citizens
know what's going
have been
on if I read
deported.
fake news? I don't watch CNN or Rachel Maddow.
That's-
Sorry,
That's why you don't know that your fellow citizens have been deported this year.
my fellow citizens.
Are they
No.
not? American citizens haven't been deported?
Okay, when a child goes with their.
All right,
adult-
guys,
You
that's
dumb.
time. Please return to your
Nice to
seat.
meet you.
Hey, before we go any further, we want to take a moment to say news is straight. Let's try our new. Click and jump back now.
Hi, we're Charity Water. If we lost you at Charity, we get it. Give us a moment to.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, nice to meet you,
Mehdi.
Daniela. So, in regards to your claim, I just want to start by asking this: do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
Immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant and an American.
Well, immigrants are not Americans. Americans are the people that were born here.
Oh. Bro, this lady is so dumb, it's not even funny. Like, yes, of course, everybody eventually moved.
That's not true. Where'd
Are
you
you
get?
talking
What's the
about
basis of
people-
your claim for
Are you
that?
talking about people that get naturalized in the process of becoming American?
14th Amendment. Have you read it?
Okay, yes, I have.
Citizenship clause. It
so
says
I'm
any persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United
I'm-
States.
I'm aware of that.
There's
I'm
about
a-
40 to 50 million naturalized
I'm
Americans
aware
in
of
this
that.
country.
Yes, but
You
wouldn't
didn't seem aware of it because you said Americans versus immigrants.
So, but are you understanding that the process of getting all these immigrants that come in here we've been also, the millions of immigrants, it's up to the millions, it's the last 20 years now, and it has dramatically affected Americans here in the country, which
Positively, I would argue.
people like me and everyone around here, we cannot find homes or even get jobs within our own fields that we go to college for.
Oh no, they're taking our jobs. No, what they're doing is they're taking any job, right? So what I want to explain to people all the time is that immigrants always do things that people in the country don't do. That's why there's always an anti-immigrant backlash, right? This is a natural thing. This is a normal thing. I get why they're mad and I get why they're upset. This is the normal thing. An average person in America will not even try to open a small shop. But somebody from Ukraine or Russia or some country like that, he doesn't care. You know, a guy from Turkey doesn't even care. I mean, that's a whole debate too, Turkey. They'll open up a small business. They'll open up a small restaurant. They'll do what they can. They'll take any job they can. So it's not that they don't get a job. They'll do any job. Manual labor, right? So that's what I want to go into.
Get into debt for. And because more blue-collar work, especially in construction, agriculture, and so forth, and the hospitality industry, we cannot get jobs in those fields, so it requires
Are you looking for a
us-
job in construction
I
or
am not,
agriculture?
no. I went
Just
to
checking.
college. Many people here are in college or went to college, but we can't even find jobs in our fields, also because of the H-1B visa program as well. But in regards to just your claim about immigrants specifically, we cannot even get jobs to pay for housing.
Unemployment is at a record low right now, even under Donald Trump. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I would say unemployment under both Biden and Trump has been at record low levels.
Okay, is this in regards for American citizens?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm
Yes.
unaware of that statistic, but from what I see, from what I
I'm an
consistently
immigrant
hear,
and an American, and I employ
Sure.
many
And
American
my-
citizens,
and-
both naturalized and the ones born here.
and my
I
par-
employ
my
Americans.
parents. No, my parents came
Americans as defined by you.
My parents came as immigrants to become naturalized, so I'm not necessarily opposed
Oh, wow.
to immigrants.
So you're the child of immigrants.
Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was born
But you don't
here.
accept that immigrants are Americans.
Not at this moment.
So your
because-
parents are not Americans.
Not at this moment.
So hold
no,
on, your parents
they're
are not Americans.
citizens. They became naturalized.
You just said you can't be citizens by being naturalized.
No, I was born here, and I'm not
Yeah,
opposed
you're born
to
here, right?
naturalization. I
But
never
are your
said that I'm
parents-
against naturalization.
Are you against naturalization?
No, I never said I was against
You did. You
naturalization.
began. Everyone was here. They can play it back on YouTube. You said Americans or immigrants. Are your parents
You said
Americans or immigrants?
No, my parents are United States citizens.
But they're immigrants. You said.
No, they came here as immigrants. However, but
So they
I want
are
to make the
immigrants.
claim
You
that
said,
we cannot
I came
even.
here as an immigrant. I'm
But
an immigrant.
at this point, when they came, the United
People
States
aren't happy with the way
economy,
this is going for you.
the United States economy was not at.
It's better now. The American economy is better than it's been
Not
for
from
many
the,
years.
not from the
And I can say
statistics
that
I
as someone
see.
who
We
doesn't
have-
like Donald Trump.
We're
Which
giving
statistics are you
millions
seeing?
and billions of dollars
Which
to
statistics
people
are you
of
seeing?
minorities as well as
The reason the
immigrants.
economy is doing badly now is
that
because
we
Donald
can't-
Trump's
that we're
tariff
giving it to
policy.
loans. We can't
Nothing
even
to do
get
with
businesses.
migrants. In fact, the
They can't even
congressional.
start businesses.
I'm an immigrant. I started a business. In
No,
fact,
I understand because the
immigrants.
SBA
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Mehdi Hassan, this funny guy here, they don't care. They will open a business anywhere. They don't have the standards. The problem is, I keep on saying this, is that they most of them, I think, I mean a lot of them, not maybe most, but open up small food-related businesses or small restaurants. That's a huge thing. And so they generate a lot of income. They make a lot of money because people come in, they want food, and not a lot of people are cultured like that. So they have that, and they do it. They don't care. I keep on saying that, but yeah.
Giving people
Immigrants,
billions
I didn't
of loans.
take any loans
They're giving
from
them
SBA.
billions.
I didn't take any loans
I'm not
from
saying you
SBA.
did, but I'm
Okay,
saying
well, I'm
that
saying I did.
statistically speaking, they're giving billions of
So
loans.
should we do
to these people.
statistics? According to statistics, immigrants are 80% more likely to be entrepreneurs than native-born Americans.
Sure,
They're more
absolutely.
likely to start
No,
businesses
I'm aware of
and
that.
hire Americans.
No, I'm aware
right?
of that.
Immigrants
but
are
we
more
also,
likely to pay in.
That's true. That's exactly because they say they don't care, right? And that's generally with any foreigner that moves to any country for the most part, is that they will, they don't care. You have pride. You're not going to open up a restaurant because it sounds dumb.
Pay in taxes than
Yeah.
take out in benefits.
And
They're more likely to add to innovation and jobs and wages. This is what the statistics show. The Congressional
yeah, I
Budget Office.
understand- I
Let me just finish my
understand
point and then you come back
Okay,
in.
go
The
ahead.
Congressional Budget Office, which is bipartisan, Republicans and Democrats both use it. They have said that the immigration surge that you mentioned will lead to an extra $9 trillion of GDP over the next 10 years. That amounts to $65,000 per American household. That's $65,000 for each and every one of you holding up a red flag.
Okay, I
All
understand
right,
that, but
pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your
Nice to
seat.
meet you.
nice to meet you. Thank you.
Damn, she was hot though. She's really cute. This guy,
Imagine being
is
able
like,
to build
he's been waiting for his
for
opportunity.
any reason, in any style.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Mehdi.
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you. All right, so first before I start, I need to know what you mean by good. I can talk about the economy, I can talk about culture, I can talk
Great.
about all of those things. I need
All
to
of
know
them.
what you mean.
All of them.
All of them.
I'm saying immigrants are good for the economy. They're good for
think lower
culture.
wages are
they're
good for the
for
economy?
society. Where's the lower wages?
What do you mean, where's the lower wages?
Where's the lower wages?
Yeah, so you can
What's
look
the
at
basis for saying there are lower wages?
Sure, so you can look at like the STEM industry. It's been in like a complete and total recession. There's been tons of studies like from the Economic Policy Institute that shows that like companies like Tesla, companies from like Silicon Valley, they engaged in mass firing of workers, around 35,000, but then they hired around 12,000 H-1B visas. And it's kind of just standard economic thinking. If you
It's not standard economic thinking. The vast
Oh, okay.
majority of economists and economic studies suggest that there is a negligible, if no impact on wages over time
That's not-
from
that's just-
immigrants.
that's
In fact, your colleague mentioned earlier, construction, there is actually evidence in construction, yes. But in some industries, in some areas, there is an impact. But overall, no. In fact, a study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that migrants since 1965 have raised wages
Who's that
and
by?
raised innovation.
Who's that by?
productivity. National Bureau for Economic Research.
No, hold on. That's where you publish studies. I'm asking
Yes,
for
I
the
didn't
author.
memorize the names of the authors.
Yeah, I know you did, right?
Could you
It's
give
from-
me the authors you've got?
Yeah, hold on. The study you're talking about is from Giovanni Perry, and what he did is he didn't account for aggregation issues, nor did
The
he.
vast majority
Hold
of
on,
studies.
let me speak,
Please.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So listen, he didn't account for aggregation issues, right? And when you look at like the spatial approaches that all these economists use, you're not accounting for the fact that when immigrants come into an area, natives leave. If you look at an occupational approach, where you look at the specific firms that immigration is going into, like Kim ETAL 2013 did. You find a net negative impact when there's a 10% increase of immigration. You find around a 0.5% decline in wages when it comes to the specific occupations they're going to.
So
all your studies are flawed.
So 0.5%. Weigh that up against what I just mentioned from the Congressional Budget Office, which is a massive boost in GDP per head, which you're not counting for, massive increase in tax revenue, immigrants actually funding the deficits and debts by paying way more in taxes proportionately to the undocumented immigrants. And what's interesting about wages is I'm in a room full of, I don't know what to call you anymore, conservatives, Republicans, fascists, I don't know. One of you has proudly said that. One of us is proud. Oh yeah, correct. I'm in a room full of correct people, but do any of you actually care about wages? Because
I actually do.
For example, do you support raising the minimum wage?
Absolutely, and you can't do that when you're bringing all these people coming into
That's
your
not
country.
the reason the Republican Party blocks the minimum wage. You think Republican politicians don't vote for an increase in minimum wage because they're worried about immigration?
Did I say I voted Republican? Did I say I voted Republican?
Well, I'm in a show that was called 25 far-right Republicans.
That doesn't mean I'm going to support every single Republican candidate.
So you and I, good. So you and I, let's agree. We both support raising the minimum wage. Yes,
100%.
$7.25 since 2009. It's lost 30% of its value. If you care about wages, we should be raising the minimum wage in this country, not scapegoating migrants who aren't the cause of low wages in the country. You know who's causing low wages? Billionaires, millionaires, and people who won't pay fair wages to their wages, regardless of whether you are an immigrant or a native.
I get the monologue right now. Let me respond.
You had one. with your one study that had a 0.5% impact. Go.
Yeah, and your study sucked that you didn't even know who wrote it, right? So let's get back to the point,
because I don't need
and
to
there
go
it
one
goes
study.
again. The
majority of studies say that wages are not impacted by migration.
The majority of your studies are flawed. That's what I'm telling you.
My studies.
Right.
Neither of us are economists. It's the economist studies.
Don't assume who I am.
Are you an economist?
I could be.
But are you?
I could be.
Are you?
I could be.
Are you?
I'm going to major in economics, right?
Are you an economist?
No, not right now.
Okay, so when I said neither is economist, I was correct.
Just don't assume.
To use your favorite word.
See here, dude, this is nothing of substance. You look at the red flags; they're coming up. Let me get to the point.
But
so
you're
when
not
you talk
an
about
economist.
when you talk about the CBO, one thing you're not accounting for here is that they're assuming an equilibrium, right? Do you know what that means? You shouldn't make these type of assumptions. You said earlier that unemployment.
Do I
was
know what it means? I thought we're not doing assumptions.
Okay, hold on. You mentioned we were at 4.2% unemployment. Yeah, that's counting people who have part-time jobs. That's counting poverty wages. Yeah,
I'm against poverty wages.
You
Can
won't
we
let
agree
me
again.
Yes, if you go to a local institute, they calculate it a way where it's functional unemployment. Okay, if you account for things like just people who make around $25,000 a year, people who have fallen out of the labor market, people who only work part-time, if you count all of those people together and then add on the unemployment, that's around 25% of the population. So when you go, we don't have jobs, we don't have people to do this, and that, and the other. No, yes, we do. Okay, we don't have a labor shortage. We have a good job shortage. And when you keep bringing these people in, and they're taking those jobs.
The good job shortage is the fault of big firms, employers. I'm an employer, I can say that.
Who hires the immigrants?
Who hires the immigrants?
Yeah.
Employers.
Exactly. So when you bring up these big firms,
okay, so
that's
let
the
me
way
ask you
that wages down. You understand that, right?
So let me ask you a question. If you got rid of all immigrants coming in tomorrow, moratorium, you think that Republicans and employers of big firms just suddenly raise all the wages?
You notice how you didn't answer what I said? You notice how it was a complete your ankles.
That's what you believe?
You pivoted the hell away from the conversation.
Is that what you believe? Am I
your
ankles okay? Do you believe that wages, I'm just wondering how naive you are, you believe that the 1% will raise wages in the federal wage if we stop immigration?
They will be forced to. When you increase labor's relationship to capital, okay, and you give labor more bargaining power because you're tightening the supply of labor.
This is a very simplistic understanding of economics because you're
explain I'm wrong.
I'm telling you how you're wrong. Because you're ignoring the fact that when immigrants come into an area, they spend money. They create jobs.
About 1/5 of their monthly income leaves the country.
That's a good thing also because you don't like US aid, foreign aid. So this is the point. They create jobs. I came into this country. So far, every one of my assumptions about you has been correct. But listen to me. I am an immigrant. I'm speaking from personal experience.
Get the hell out.
I don't even
Oh, shit.
I should get the hell out.
Yes.
Why?
I don't want you here.
Why?
Because you come here and say all this bullshit
Why?
about how Americans are lazy.
Why?
You push your left.
I never said Americans are lazy.
I don't know why you say this.
I never said Americans are lazy.
Yes, you are. You're saying immigrants have to come into this country so they can do jobs that we don't want to do. That's exactly what you said.
When did I say it?
Oh, really?
When did I say it? It's on YouTube. Guys watching on YouTube, rewind to the time where I said immigrants are doing jobs we don't want to do. When did I say those words? Words that came out of my mouth.
Okay, so why do we have to bring in immigrants? Why do we have to bring in immigrants to the country if we have people who are going to do the jobs?
Pause. You've been voted out.
It's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
You're gonna have
to go.
Nice talking to you.
You're gonna have to go, bro.
You're gonna have to go, bro. Is what he said about left to an American citizen. Good to know where you stand on immigration. It's not about immigration, is it? That's what it's not about. Hey, how you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Not bad. So, what type of immigrants are we talking about?
What do you mean?
Like any immigrants or
immigrants? That's what I said. Immigrants
are illegal
overall.
immigrants.
Undocumented immigrants also contribute greatly to the U.S. I say undocumented. I don't think people are illegal.
So, Let's put it this way. I mean, I'm an immigrant too, from Iran.
Okay.
There isn't even
How
a
do you
U.S.
feel about the fact that people here want you out? Are you okay with that?
I'm here to debate you, not debate them.
I mean...
Okay, let me just split screen this using the fancy Opera browser. Yeah, let's just buy both. Link below to download it for free.
So we're in the business of junk removal. We do everything from garbage, recycling, junk, don't...
Yep.
I mean, you're all on the same side. You're part of one group.
No.
You've been clapping each other.
No, I mean, there are conservatives here, there are far-right people here, there are Republicans
But how do
here.
you feel about that guy wanting...
Dude, guys, we can get a lot more better people than Mehdi Hassan. Like, come on, guys, step it up, alright? I mean, I know some people who are really smart guys, but they just don't go on out there.
But, you know, let's
I'm just
stick-
wondering. Wait, this is the topic of immigration.
It's not
how do you
about
feel
my
about the
it's
guy?
not about my feelings towards them.
Okay.
It's about staying on this topic.
Okay.
And
Immigrants
talk
are good for America, yeah. You and me, we're good for America. And the guy over there wants us to leave. So I'm just wondering how you feel about that.
So I believe that there has to be strict immigration laws.
Okay.
We have to make sure that the people who are coming here have the good intent of the United States in mind.
That's not my claim, but okay.
So
my claim is about immigrants.
Why is this guy dressed like that?
border.
Look at this guy. He's dressed like a Bond villain. He literally has a mustache like a Bond villain.
Every single person that wants to
This
here,
guy.
you know, that claims that they have economical hardship in their country. I'm just saying, you know.
Oh, you're just a straw man. So you're just saying a straw man.
No, I'm saying
You're wasting time with a straw man. No one's calling for open borders. I didn't call for open borders.
You wasted
I said
time.
immigrants who...
You wasted time trying to cause division between me and my friends
Division.
over
He
here.
wants you to leave the country. That's a pretty big deal.
All right.
I mean, you can ignore
Like
it,
I
but
said-
that's your side, my friend.
Like I said, that tried to derail this argument by bringing that.
It's
Even
literally
though we're
core to my
trying to-
argument. I'm saying immigrants are good to America. People on
And-
your
and
side
I
are
asked
saying
you, what
we
type
should
of-
leave. Not me.
And
me and
I
you.
asked you, what type of immigrants are we talking about? Are we talking
Immigrants
about
overall.
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 So,
I mean, we're not gonna.
so
you want
you
to get me? You want me to get into like particular communities? I'm not playing that
So
game.
you believe that people that come here without
Overall,
any
help
respect,
the society.
without any respect to our laws and our border, you know, are going to be good for this country?
No, of course not.
So you can't say that all immigrants overall.
I never said all immigrants.
Well,
I said
you said-
immigrants overall. Immigrants overall doesn't mean all immigrants. Sorry to break that to you.
All right, so we have to make sure that the people who are coming here have the good intent of this country in mind. Agreed?
Yes.
All right,
irrelevant
good.
to my claim.
But when you have undocumented immigration going on,
Relevant to
you
my claim.
can't
You're right, bro. Come back here. Calm down, bro.
you can't make sure about that. Let me real quick, you know, talk about my background. There is no American embassy in Iran, so in order to come here, you have to stay in line for 4 years, and you have to go through some serious vetting procedure to get here. But I made it, and that process has to be in place because I mean you don't want terrorists
But I'm
to fill this
I
country.
made it too. I'm an American citizen. I went through lots of vetting. I took my test.
And that's how
But the guy
it
over
should
there
be.
wants us to leave.
But
he wants us to leave.
When people
So people don't really care about vetting, do they?
But
it's not really about vetting, is it, my
But
friend?
people should not have
You're
the
in denial.
right. People should not have the right to ignore our borders and our laws.
What about those
to
of us who
come here.
don't ignore the borders? Should we get to stay?
Of course.
But he says we shouldn't.
Well, I'm not debating him.
You kind of are because you're all together on this.
No, I'm debating you.
Okay. And I'm pointing out to you that your argument is in bad faith because these guys are actually speaking the truth and you're in denial about who's on your side. He wants you gone.
I never claimed that
Oh shit, you saw that? He's like, I do.
I'm on their side or they're on my side. I'm here to debate you.
All right, pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please
Thank you,
return to your
Nice
seat.
to meet you. Hey, how you doing? I'm Mehdi.
Edwin,
Nice to meet you.
The question is, immigration is good for America, right?
Overall, if you look at the net positives to things like our society, our culture, our food, our economy, our general diversity, I know the D word is a bad word in places like this, I think immigrants have been a net positive. I think if you look at everyday lives, we all benefit from immigration.
And what kind of conservatiors disagree with that?
The guy,
Besides
the
the
guy,
racist
some
guy?
of the guys who told me to leave this place and go back to, I'm not a citizen.
Do you think all conservatives?
No.
Oh,
No, in fact, Ronald Reagan, who's a president I wasn't a big fan of until Donald Trump came along. Now people like Reagan look good in comparison. Reagan said in 1986, our country is a nation of immigrants. Our immigrant heritage is our strength. He gave an amnesty to 3 million undocumented migrants. He understood the value of immigration. So I'm with Reagan. Although this guy's putting his thumb down there. So Reagan's not popular in right-wing crowds these days.
Yeah. Well, he's popular with me.
Good to hear.
I'm a deferred action of childhood arrivals. I was an illegal immigrant myself. I came here when I was 10. I'm what you would call a legal alien now. I didn't have any say on my parents' choices.
Yes.
Do I think that they were well-meaning by wanting to bring me over for A better future? Absolutely. I believe that.
Yeah.
Did they break the law? Yes. Do I agree with people breaking the law? Not necessarily. Do I think that there's ever a situation where you can break the law for the better or the greater good? You know, immigration is it's an interesting issue, because I do agree with you that
good to hear.
Everyone is an immigrant in the sense like. Can you tell me a little bit more about your journey?
I've been here 10 years. I'm a proud American citizen. I'm a dual national. I'm British. I'm American. And I am an immigrant who's contributing to this country. So, yes, I'm very much proud of America's immigrant heritage. I'm part of it. And despite what one of the other people said on this show earlier, everyone here, unless you're Native American,
all right,
is a descendant
pause.
of immigrants.
Sorry, you've been voted out. Please return to your seat.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Actually a fan. I see you a lot on Piers Morgan.
Okay, thank you for watching.
Yeah. So, my argument is that Americans are what is a nation? A nation is a geographical location full of people who have some things in common. So I think.
Nope. A nation is literally a country. Actually, that's what a nation means. In fact, I could look it up. The Bible talks about nations. I believe the Torah talks about nations. Both these great holy books talk about nations. In fact, the word nation, it's not even used country, it's called nations. So nations are just like a political identity with a flag or like a group or something like that. So no, it's not. No.
I think some of the things, typically in history, are going to be like race, religion, ethnicity.
Right, so are you saying a Russians are the same as you?
Language. These.
Hello, Mark Barton here from Sandy Hook Promise. On December 14th, 2012, my 7-year-old son, Daniel.
These are some of the things that we have to have in common in order to actually have a functioning civilization, especially in self-government. I'm not necessarily a giant fan of self-government. I'm a Catholic nationalist. I'm not a fascist. You have to have at least some things in common in order to actually have a civilization. And the immigrants, especially illegal immigrants that come into this country now, disrespect us. They hate everything that we believe. They don't even speak our language. I watched after Trump got elected.
Right, it's because people who are from other countries, like even Italians or Ukrainians or Russians, they speak Russian, they speak Ukrainian, they speak Italian. You're forgetting that the real language of English is actually not even found that. Even in Canada, many people speak French. So, yeah, English is taught universally, usually around the world, but that is a language that's from the United Kingdom. It's not even from, like, Germany. In Germany, people mostly speak German, right? So when they come, they try to learn the language. They usually have an accent, and they usually speak the language from the country they're from. Like, your answers are probably speaking German. He looks German to me, actually. I don't know.
Elected, I watched an interview of an illegal alien woman crying and about getting deported, and the entire interview was in Spanish. That is a spit in the face. It's disrespect. They don't care about us. They abuse our system.
So you've gone from a teleological argument into just a bunch of series of wild, unsubstantiated
I'm asking
claims.
you, what is
I don't accept any of those claims. That they hate everything we stand for, and I don't accept. Well, I'm not going to deal with the teleology. I'm going to deal with the false claims that you made. There's no what's your basis for saying that all immigrants or all undocumented immigrants hate everything we stand for? It's funny that you said you're a Catholic nationalist. How did most Catholics get to America? Irish Catholics, Italian Catholics.
Yeah, and the Ireland was persecuted heavily by Britain, actually, for hundreds of years, and they actually spoke a language called Gaelic. Gaelic. But yeah, it's funny. It's kind of interesting that the UK and Ireland, which have been actually, literally, they can't stand each other for hundreds of years. Britain has been persecuting Ireland for hundreds of years. You can read about it, actually. And so, yeah, it's complete nonsense.
Immigration.
You'd be speaking Gaelic.
The people coming across the southern border are Catholics.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
So it's really funny that you say you're a Catholic nationalist, but Catholics came to America via immigration.
Yeah, so
immigration is good for America. You and I can agree. Otherwise, people of your faith wouldn't be here.
No, we were here on this side of the world, in this continent, from conquest. We came over here, and
but the big surges of numbers, as you well know, because you're a smart guy, Italian, Irish immigration waves, Catholic immigration waves.
Okay, yeah, and I'm not even
claiming. Are you against those?
I'm not even claiming.
Were you against those if you were alive?
I'm not even claiming that
immigration
a lot of
people
is
were
bad.
Against those.
I'm not claiming immigration is bad in all cases at all times.
What is your claim?
My claim is that immigration, especially now, and especially for foreign people that have nothing in common with us,
it's funny that you say it's especially
a negative
now.
thing.
I forgot your name. My apologies.
Brian.
Brian.
Yeah. How many?
In every era, there has been a Brian who says, "I'm not against immigration, just immigration now."
Okay.
This is what people said about Italians. It's what people said
That's
about Irish folks.
unfortunate,
Said about Russians, Poles, and now we're saying about
why
people coming
should I
across the
care
southern
about
border. Because you're not being, you're
Why
being a
are-
little disingenuous
Okay.
saying I'm only against immigrants now. This is a trope.
How's that disingenuous?
This is because it's a trope that's been used by nativists throughout American history. And every wave of immigrants has come in and faced the same hate and animus and bigotry and lazy truth. And every wave of immigration is ultimately
Well, I think-
assimilated, integrated, benefited the
let me
country. In
make
fact,
a-
assimilation right now.
Also, he's an idiot. He said conquest. There was no conquest. The countries that were taken over, quote unquote taken over, were actually built on through means that were actually very bad, as we know, of course. And so there's a long history, right? So his whole conquest, there was nothing conquest. There was nothing there to conquest. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. So there was no conquest.
According to Jacob Victor from the University of Washington, assimilation rates based on language and
Racism is
citizenship
bad.
and naturalization
Racism is bad.
are higher now than 100 years ago.
Okay, let me make a statement first. I think that you, in your own
ignored my statement, but
you in your own person are a complete perfect example of why immigration is negative and why we shouldn't allow people who
Why?
don't have anything in
Why?
common with us. You're pro-abortion. You're pro-euthanasia. You're pro.
I'm
you're
pro-euthanasia? I thought
Yeah, you went. Yeah, I've seen your stuff. You've defended euthanasia.
Pro-euthanasia?
Yeah, on Piers Morgan.
No, I've never discussed euthanasia
Okay, well,
with Piers Morgan in my life.
Okay, so my point is that you don't agree
Actually,
with
I'm
the
the guy
founders of
here.
this country.
If anyone watching at home, I'm the only guy here who actually supports American values, democracy, free speech, the Constitution. I've got folks here telling me they don't believe in democracy, that they're nationalists.
Wait, why should we care about that? By the way,
Isn't that what America stands for? What does America stand for? So you hate what America stands for, not me.
I'm not even
And
saying.
in fact, all the studies show that immigrants actually are more
So
patriotic
the only reason,
than
the only
native-born Americans.
reason why, that's the Mexicans in LA right now burning it down, waving Mexican flags.
LA's being burned down?
Please don't send us back.
What this whole racist garbage myth that keep people coming out, burning down and all this right wing. Who falls for this stuff, bro? Seriously.
To the country that we're waving the flag of.
I've been in LA for a few days. I didn't see anything burned down.
Yeah, I know the
Where?
riots have ended. That's because Trump sent.
But if it's burned down, where's it all burned down? I haven't seen it. I've traveled around all of LA. You said LA was burned down. LA is 500 square miles. It's not a figure of speech, it's another false claim of yours.
They're burning
I support
buildings.
euthanasia. LA's burned to the ground.
Bro, just
Immigrants
listen,
hate what we stand for.
Okay, so
I'm super relaxed.
So you're pro-abortion.
But you're just saying one false thing after another.
So you're pro-abortion,
and I'm
right?
standing by my position. Immigrants are good for
You're pro-abortion. You're an immigrant.
I'm pro Roe v. Wade.
Yeah,
Personally, I'm not pro-abortion. If you knew anything about me, you know.
Roe v. Wade is.
All right, pause. You've been voted out.
I was going to say nice to meet you, Brian, but I guess not.
Rude.
You made it.
Great to see you. My name is Cyrus.
Nice to meet you, Cyrus.
I am also son of 2 immigrants, came in legally. I'm also Persian descent.
Fantastic.
Born in LA.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Tarangelis.
Yes. Well, I am mainly upset.
Look at this fucking pink-haired piece of shit in the back. Like, what's he fucking saying back there, bro? This fucking frat douchebag. Someone needs to fucking teach him some shit, bro.
Not at the immigrants, legal or not. I'm mainly upset at Wall Street. I'm mainly upset at the elites, the special interests. They are the main reason why we've been having this issue since 1965. And most want to do well. There are a few bad apples, we can agree.
Okay.
But we want to go after the elites. They are the main cause of the problem.
Love it.
And just like healthcare, trade, everything.
Yeah,
Did you know,
100%.
Cyrus, that the top 1% dodge $163 billion in taxes every year, while undocumented people pay $100 billion in tax. So I know where my anger is against.
There are issues with our tax system on the rich, but in a state like California, some taxes are too high. I used to live here, now I live in Las Vegas.
Different debate.
Okay.
I'm saying immigration is good for
depends
America.
on the
People like
taxes.
you and me overall are good for America is what I'm saying.
Okay, but it depends on how it's done.
Yes.
It depends on how it's
And
done.
how it's been done
so
for the US.
I'm not blaming the housing crisis on immigrants,
No, and you'd be
not
wrong
on
too.
wages,
And
but in a state like California that doesn't build enough homes and they're bringing immigrants in, you have to increase supply of housing.
agree.
Okay,
I agree.
but this is where our anger is at the political class.
I agree.
The Democrat Party used to have a different stance on immigration 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not here to defend different Democrats.
People don't understand that when people start businesses, they're not aiming for $1 billion, so they don't even give a shit. They might make $1 million or a lot of money because they just start a shop, and it actually really depends, I'm going to say this, on the area that you start a shop in and the kind of customers you get. You get 100 a day, you get 200 a day. People are interested in going to new places. That's what people go for. When they say they want to eat at a place, they say, is there anything that, oh, there's a new little shop that's opened up down the road. That's what they care about. People like new things. They don't give a shit, all right? People will try new things, and that's what people are looking for. They're looking for a new video, a new channel, a new guy. Mehdi Hassan's replaced. There's a new guy coming up on the way. There's a new channel. People looking for new guys. This is what it's about, guys, right? There's probably one guy right now going off on YouTube, and he's just like me or whatever. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
What I will say is
that's our anger.
What I will say is that everyone here actually does think immigration is good for America. Everyone here.
Can you please just hear me out? No,
Except for the guy with the pink
all
shirt.
work management platforms are the same. Monday.com is the one you'll actually
uses an iPhone designed by an immigrant, is on Gmail
Fair
designed
point.
by an immigrant, is what he's on a YouTube show.
But
you
this
guys all came to a YouTube show founded by an immigrant. You wouldn't
Fair
be
point,
here
but that's
if it
a
wasn't for
tiny
an immigrant.
minority,
So
though.
you all love immigrants, whether you like.
Right. eBay was created by a Persian guy, I think. YouTube, Jawad, a Japanese guy. A lot of companies are started by people. I think Steve Jobs was half Syrian or something, so...
Do you like it or not?
Okay, but it is a taboo subject. Should we be concerned about the demographics? So,
no.
Anglo-Saxon, European American, 0% of America, it doesn't matter.
Are they 0% of America?
Well, let's say if it becomes 0%, it should not worry.
They're not going to. Why are you bringing weird hypotheticals?
Well, but there has to. But I mean, they're still part of our country. There's culture. There's.
Yeah.
I mean, even Britain. Like,
I mean,
it
America's
concerns
gone
me.
through many
But it
demographic waves,
concerns me when Britain is changing,
Britain
and it's. You know, it's like they're
Britain's been
losing their
changing for
culture,
years.
but it's
Who said
losing
they're
their culture. Are they? Are they going to try to?
I'm
What
from
are they
the UK.
going
I'm telling you, no one's losing their
to?
culture.
London is going to be very little British in
Who
one
says
day.
so?
What's the plan? That's what we want to know. What's the
You
plan?
just made that up. Have you been
But
to London?
how do we know?
Cyrus, have you been to London?
No.
So then maybe you shouldn't comment on places you don't know anything about.
But what's the plan?
I grew up in London.
What's
London's
the
a very
general
British
plan?
city. I was in London a few weeks ago.
Okay.
It's a very British city.
I hope not. I understand that there are people in this audience that don't
I
like
hope
me
not.
or you in this
Yeah,
country,
they want
and
us
I
to leave.
respect that. There's some that don't even want me to date a blonde woman. They want to keep to their own, or ginger or whatever. I respect that, but there has to be a deal made. There's Idaho, there's Montana. They can go live in a homogeneous society. I don't believe in force, okay? And I believe that there has to be a deal made. And I think there's upsides and downsides to diversity.
There's a deal made. People have elections. They vote for elections. Right now, there's Donald Trump in the White House. Not someone I support, but people voted for
So
him.
basically what he's saying, he's opposed to multiculturalism, and he wants, really what he wants is mostly, I guess, I think we all know what he's talking about. But yeah.
Well, why did he get in mainly? Because we had
That's a big subject.
2016,
Not sure we have time to get into that.
2016,
There's a lot
Bernie
of reasons he got in.
Sanders. Okay.
Part of the reason he got in is that people in this room want people like me and you to leave, and they voted for him to try and make that happen.
I'm not surprised. One of the Charlottesville marchers doesn't like me, and I've met those people, and I respect their views.
You really shouldn't.
Well, they're wants.
Don't respect racists and fascists, is my advice to you.
Well, they have their preferences. You know, that's just we can't change that.
Actually, we can, which is why I tried to come in today, but anyways.
All right, that's time. Please return to your seat.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you,
Great
Cyrus.
pleasure. Good.
My final claim is that Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing. Hey, how are
Sarah.
you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You too. So why do you say this is Donald Trump's plan? Why do you think that?
I mean, he says it's his plan. Have you seen his plan?
When
Have you
did
heard
he
his plan?
say it?
He said it standing next to Benjamin Netanyahu in January, February. He said it on Fox News in an interview on Fox. He said it on Air Force One when he was
He
chatting
said
to reporters.
word for word. What's an example of what he said?
Word for word, he said, for example, we're going to clean out the Gaza Strip. He said they're going to leave. We're going to take control of it. He says we'll own it. I would own it. He says, I'm not sure I'm doing.
Yep. I think he did say that. He said, we're going to own the Gaza Strip. We're going to own Palestine. We're going to take control of it, and it's going to become American or something. I don't know. He said that.
International law, how he can own a foreign piece of land.
Yeah.
And when he was asked on Fox News,
It's a Greenland, too.
the people, the Palestinians who are being forced to leave, would they be able to come back? He said, no, they wouldn't. That is the literal definition of ethnic cleansing, according to a UN definition.
Why do you
of
think
ethnic
that
cleansing.
Trump is saying this? Do you think that he has some personal interest in cleansing Gaza, or do you think there might be some special interest group or perhaps religious or ethnic group that's, that maybe he received money from them and that's the whole reason why he wants to cleanse Gaza, or why do you think that is?
I don't do Donald Trump's motivations. I really don't care. My claim is that what he's doing is ethnic cleansing.
Well,
do you agree with that?
I would actually, probably agree, but I'm just...
You agree that it's ethnic cleansing? You agree with doing ethnic
cleansing? No, I
cleansing?
don't agree with it, but I agree that's probably his plan, but I'm trying to figure out, like, why do you think that is? Because Donald Trump's a white man, he identifies as Christian, I'm not sure if he really is, but like, what interest does he have?
He is not Christian. He is not Christian. He's not Christian at all. And it's being Christian is not about, like, I don't know, people get confused about it, but it's not about being perfect, right? Because everyone's a sinner. Being Christian is an attempted lifestyle, so you're attempting it. Now, I'm not going to deny, I don't know if he is. Again, I can't judge him, you know, but I would say no, I don't think he's a Christian. I don't feel like he is. He's not supposed to be. He doesn't have to be perfect. Plenty of people in all religions that do horrible stuff. You know, we can see it in every religion. People who claim to be a part of a religion, but they don't do good things. So,
In preserving a Jewish ethno-state. Like, why would he have that?
It's a good question. You'd have to ask Donald Trump that question. I've got multiple views. I'm sure you have many views. I'm not sure I like where you're going with your views, but I think Donald Trump is definitely someone who's got financial interests in ethnic cleansing. He's got political interests. He loves the evangelical voters he gets. A lot of Christian evangelicals like to support Israel because they think Jesus will come back if all the Jews are gathered in one place with no Palestinians. I think he's going to make money, he thinks, from beachfront property with Jared Kushner.
Yep, that's a prophecy.
He said something similar in the past.
You think that's the real reason?
I think there's multiple reasons, yeah. I think financial, geopolitical, ideological, evangelical. I don't care. My claim is that what he's doing is ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing is a war crime according to the Fourth Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I agree.
It's against international law under the Rome Statute, so we shouldn't be part of that. The United States should not be supporting Donald Trump's plan for ethnic cleansing.
I agree.
Good.
What do you think should be done instead with the Israel-Gaza situation? I'm not sure what your stance is on this.
I would like to see a ceasefire in Gaza.
Two-state solution.
I don't really get into debates about what solutions. I would like to see an end to the killing. I would like to see Gazans have freedom. I would like to see the Palestinians in Gaza somehow get their land back. 80% of Gaza right now is under Israeli military control or displacement. I would like to see freedom for the Palestinian people. I'm an American. To go back to the core of this show, I support American values. One person, one vote, free speech.
It really is a religious and ethnic battle.
It's not a religious battle.
Yes, that is what it's obviously between Jews and Muslims. Both want control of the Holy Land.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
What else? What other?
Actually, the founders of Israel were secular. They were not religious, actually. And I think some religious Jews, like Bezalel Smotrich, who's the Israeli government minister,
it doesn't really matter.
Is a religious fanatic. The core of the conflict is over land. It's colonial. It's historic. It is not about religion.
Colonialism is for a reason.
The people who want to steal the land want everyone to believe it's religious.
My point is, why are we sitting here? Why are we sitting here? It's like a false dichotomy where we have to argue, like, do Jews get Israel? Do Muslims get Israel? Why are
it's not about if the Islamic people get Israel, because we know it will very likely transform into a theocracy, as many countries are like that. It's about the best logical move to make is that Israel just simply combines Palestine and creates it into a state, right? That's the solution to all this problem, is that Israel combines Palestine and creates it into a state. Right, that's what it's about.
I've never brought up anyone's religion.
How many of us
I didn't bring up anyone's religion.
How many of us here are Christians?
I didn't bring up anyone's
trying
religion.
to pick sides between Jews and Muslims taking over Israel. Like, don't you think that?
Hold on. First of all, I didn't bring up religion. Second of all, you know that a lot of Palestinians are Christian, right?
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it.
Palestinians are Christians, Jews.
Meet Base 44.
Anything they want to be.
Some of them.
You're just reducing it to Muslim versus Jew.
It's majority Muslim. Yeah, it's very.
But there are many.
I agree. Yeah, but there's not that many.
So it's not worth.
So it is. Well, it is the reason. Why do you think Iran is backing proxies that want to take over?
In Israel, there are all types of different religions. It's in it, and I don't want to go into this, right? But in Israel, there are Jews, there are followers of Islam, there are Christians, and there's atheists too, and there's probably Buddhists and Hindus as well, if I looked it up. Israel has freedom of religion. It has many people, you can see the demographics, that have all different types of religion. So when people say Israel is Muslims versus Jews, that doesn't make sense, because Israel itself has people of other religions under it. So yeah,
for Gaza,
this is a political thing, 100%.
It's obviously because they want Muslim control of the land. You don't think that's why?
No, I don't think it's about religion. I've been following this conflict for decades. It's not about religion. People who say it's about religion, it's a distraction.
Well, it's a big part of it, I think.
I think it's become a big part of it. It's been weaponized by bad faith actors, sure. But I don't think that's the core. The core is that one group of people are dominating another group of people.
What group of
it is
people
apartheid.
is it? But what group of people is dominating another group of people?
One ethnic group is dominating another ethnic group.
What ethnic group?
Jewish people.
Yes, dominating.
Arabs.
Yes.
But I didn't say anything about Christian, Muslim, Jew in a religious sense.
Okay,
Jews defined as religion and ethnicity. You know that, right?
Well, why do you think that Muslims want control of the Holy Land?
Why do you think that? I didn't bring up Muslims.
Well, they're Muslim states. Like, what do you think? Like Iran wants to do with the Holy Land?
I didn't bring up Iran.
But that's part of the conversation. What do you mean?
No, it's not. The conversation is Donald Trump is doing ethnic cleansing, and you agree.
Yeah,
with me. So I'm not sure why you're still here. To be honest,
it's part of the larger context.
It's a weird
of the
debate when you actually agree with me.
What I was trying to say is we kind of have this false dichotomy here where we're trying to take the side of the Gazans, which mostly it's a Muslim majority, or the side of the Jews to try to decide who gets control over Israel.
I didn't say about control.
America is a majority Christian country. Should we be deciding Christians should have control of the Holy Land?
I agree. Donald Trump should not, nothing to do with religion. Donald Trump should not be deciding what happens to Gaza. That's my claim. If you agree with me, great, let's shake hands. Give the seat to someone who disagrees with me.
So are you saying, do you think that America should just cut ties with Israel altogether?
What's your definition of cut ties?
Like stop funding them, stop being their military arm?
Yes,
okay,
I'm on record saying.
Okay.
That was an easier debate.
So that's it. A lot of people say that too, right? I mean, I met so many people who are white guys, and I'm saying that Irish white guys, and they're like, why are my money going to Israel, right? Why is my money going to Israel? Because we know that in America, let's put away Mehdi Hassan for a second, and I don't mean this all respect, there's a lot of people like this guy in the background, the white guy over here, that hate Jews. I remember specifically many people made Jews. There was an Irish white kid back in school, Logan. He said, quote unquote, he's, somebody said, oh, what a racist thing to call him Schlostein, right? Because there was a book that were talking about Jews. He said, quote unquote, right before they sent him out to concentration camp, we had a white guy named Tristan from Texas, really racist guy, extremely anti-Semitic. Didn't get punished for it, by the way, because he got away with it, and he did said a lot of horrible stuff. White guy from Texas who literally said the Jews deserve to die, and Hitler was right. And he's blonde. He said, I'm glad because if I'm blonde, so I wish Hitler won. These are just a couple of cases, but there's a lot more than that. You can see it on TikTok, you can see it on Facebook, you can see it everywhere. These guys are really like that. They don't like Jews. And, they can't say anything. Of course they can't, but they mean it. They mean it. Anyway. Oh, man.
Whoa. Welcome back, Richie. You really want to be here?
First of all, I really thought that obviously where we started, where it ended up, there's a lot of aggression. I can see in your eyes there's a level of exhaustion from being here. This is where my empathy comes in. Where it doesn't is, when you have a room full of people that do agree with you, we have this opportunity to come together. And you're kind of mocking people when they do. So you mocked Sarah a little bit when you guys clearly had a common interest and goal.
Bullshit, dog. Shut up, man. You're mocking him right now, bro. Mocking?
Reach. So I can tell you're agitated. I want to bring that all down, please.
I'm guessing you're not going to, but let's see.
No, I'm going to. I do want to point out some contradictions. First and foremost, I don't believe you're pro-American in the value system that you claim to uphold, especially with free speech, if you're not willing to debate people that don't share your values. That's very un-American.
Donald Trump's plan for Gaza is ethnic cleansing.
Guess which student has a better chance of getting into an Ivy League school? First, take a look at Zach. He's
I don't believe it's ethnic cleansing, because it's not his plan.
It is his plan. He said it's my plan.
No, he's
It's ironic too that America's always bringing up all these things that happen, like Holocaust when you're in school in 9th grade. I remember I had to with my friends too. I still have a lot of friends from school, and we talk about it sometimes that you have to read a book called Night in 9th grade. It's a mandatory thing in every public school in America. You have to read a book called Night. So if you're about to enter the 9th grade, if you're watching this, you're about to enter the 9th grade in America. I don't know about Canada, but I know in America, you have to read a book called Night. Night is by an author named Eli Wiesel, who was a Holocaust survivor. It's about his experience as a Holocaust survivor, which is messed up. But what is really messed up, though, is 9th grade is you're forced to read this book. You're forced to read this book. You're supposed to... This is what you have to read in English. Every English class, you're going to have to read this book, like To Kill a Mockingbird, Of Mice and Men, these are the books. But why specifically when it comes to horrors you talk about Eli? This is what you have to read in every single school in America. They don't do Iraq, they don't do Vietnam, they don't do Korea, they don't do any of those. They don't do any of those.
Benjamin Netanyahu called it his plan.
He is obeying someone else's plan.
Okay. Who is he obeying?
He is obeying Israel's plan for the Greater Israel Project, of which this is one of those things that we can agree on.
Why is he doing
that? Why is he doing that? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they have something on him. Maybe they have something on all Americans.
But you think it's a bad thing what he's doing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Glad to agree with you.
But see, I don't want to shut down the conversation.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay. Perfect. But I want to take this opportunity because I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity again to say you're not American. First and foremost, you're not.
Remember when I said the agitation from you is not going to be lower?
What I'm saying,
you came to lower the temperature and then make racist remarks. You know that's a racist remark.
It's not racist.
You tell an American citizen.
But perfect. You just proved your own point. What? You just said that was a racist position. Yes. Earlier, you argued this contention that America has no race. It's a bunch of immigrants that culminate together into
America has no race.
You inferred it. You absolutely did. So now you're saying it's racist for me to take
an
American nationalist approach. You're kind of
an American national approach. Is that a white approach?
I think it's a white nativist approach. Of course,
so only Americans are white people.
Why did your parents immigrate
from India?
Only
white people.
Why did your parents immigrate from India to the UK?
Because the UK colonized and conquered India.
Okay, why did you immigrate to America?
Because many reasons.
Okay, all opportunity. There's opportunity.
That's not true. You don't know.
The accent. Your accent is an afflict of white Anglo-Saxon.
But you know there are 50 million Americans in this country.
I understand, but
none of them are Americans in your view.
What I'm trying to get you to do to reach a common ground here.
We're not going to reach a common ground. You said I'm not American.
Please try.
I don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're not.
I don't think you're American.
I'm saying you're not American due to values.
I don't think you're not American on values either. I think you're a little fascisty, a little racisty.
See, you're using these words. Okay, first of all, I want to say this.
I'm not just throwing them at you. And you didn't come sit down and I said
every conservative that has ever been shut down by leftists like you, for every conservative, for every conservative,
you've already said
for every right wing,
for
every Stefan Molyneux, Thomas Sowell, Nick Fuentes, all of those people.
What's anti-Semitics?
He's Australian. But that's not the point. I'm saying people that are on
What? Are you kidding me? Stefan Molyneux and these buffoons? Aren't these guys YouTubers?
Our side of the aisle that get shut down by people like you because you're leveraging this position of emotion.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not. You're leveraging the position of emotion.
My side of the aisle is trying to deport you. The only shutting down is being done by you.
They're actually trying to genocide my entire race. So what are you talking about?
Whoa! Holy shit! Here it comes out finally, guys. The white genocide, guys. Oh man, oh man. Oh shit. I knew it. I knew it was gonna come down to this, guys, because these guys have come out of the word. I told you guys. I told you that a lot of people, and I'm gonna say it, I mean offensive, white people, hate Jews. And they won't come out and say it. I mean that, but they hate Jews. I know they do. I know they don't like Jews. Forget about everybody else. I know a lot of white people hate Jews. They just won't come out and say it. Logan, Tristan, those kids reflect what they're taught. Those kids reflect what they believe. They don't like Jews. They say, we're just joking, bro. No, they don't mean those jokes. No one says a joke unless they mean it, all right? That's the real truth. If I start making jokes over and over and over about one particular thing, I have some weird interest in that thing. If I keep saying, dude, liberals are like this and liberals are like that, like, oh, bro, we're just joking. Like, no, the guy probably hates liberals, right? We know this. There is studies you can do. I'm sure a lot of people in Texas and those southern states don't like Jews. And I care because I have a lot of friends who are Jewish. And I find it gruesome, right? So when people say, I'm a Christian, I don't hate Jews. Well, hopefully you don't. But guess what? There's a lot of Christians who don't like Jews. In America. Let's talk about America. Let's exclude everything else, right? This guy, the other guy, we just heard him. I can't prove it fully. I can't like show you people's mind. I can't I can't do anything, right? But if I were to do a poll, right, and it was a poll in Texas or something like that, how do you feel about Jews or something like that? Or do you think the Holocaust is overrated? Or do you think the numbers were low? I would probably get like a 40% poll. And I'm thinking about doing something like that actually, just to prove to you guys, and putting on ads on YouTube. I need to prove it. I need to get this information out there because we don't have enough. I'm gonna take a break. We're right back, guys.